Hey, this is Dr. Tillman with Tillman's Body Talk, and today we're going to talk about shin splints. And shin splints can be really painful, definitely if you're a runner or any kind of running sport. And so we're going to kind of go over and explain that injury today and just a few tips that we use to help recover from it. So what is shin splints? You have a muscle here called your tibialis anterior, and it runs from about here along to your big toe, right? And so what happens a lot is this gets tight. If you look at the way they make shoes today and they have them arched or angled this way, it puts your toe in what we call toe extension, and it kind of encourages you not to curl your toe. Now, that is bad because 30% of your power from running and from pushing off is your big toe. So this big toe, since it never gets to curl because you have a shoe that's pushing you up, it's almost encouraging you not to use it. So over time, what happens are a lot of runners who run in these shoes is since they don't toe off, they'll get really significant tightness in this tibialis anterior, and they don't know how to stretch it. So we're gonna teach you how to stretch it. So the great toe, or the big toe often called, I should be able to push, and see, I can push an extension, I can push with all my might, and it doesn't hurt her at all. But if I go the opposite way and I start pushing, she starts hurting, and I should really be able to push, and that hurts her significantly. And that's how you stretch this. So we're gonna go over different levels of stretching. The first level of stretching is an unloaded stretch, and how you can do this is you can sit and cross one leg over the other. And again, the muscle that we have, it goes, and you can see it here, you can see the tendon, and it comes up in the shin. And so what she's gonna do is show you how to stretch it. So she crosses her leg over, she points her toe, and then she's gonna pull that big toe or the great toe into flexion, or bend it down pretty significantly, really as hard as she can. And you can see she uses her thumb to get some force to push it even more and more. And that's just a good stretch here. Again, with stretching, if you want to get flexible, you're supposed to do it every 2 to 3 hours or 6 to 8 times a day to help it recover a lot quicker. If she does this stretch once a day, we're talking 6, 9 months, if ever it comes. But if she just gives me 2 weeks of 6 to 8 times a day, we should see 85–90% improvement in 2 weeks. So that's the difference with high frequency progressive stretching. Now, this being level 1, how do I advance it? I need to load it, and so we're gonna show you how to load it next. Level 2 stretch, or progression of that first stretch, is a loaded stretch. So typically what I want her to do is get on her knees and point her toes, and I want her to slowly sit, and she should feel a stretch in the front of her ankle. See how she sits there and she pushes and she gets weight? If this is a significant stretch, I would love, again, her to get good at this throughout the day, doing 10 or 15 reps, 6 to 8 times a day. To make this stretch harder, I need to take one foot. So go ahead and take this foot and put it up here. Okay, and now she'll sit on one foot. Go ahead. Now, why does this make it harder? It makes it significantly harder, and you can see how it's harder on her, is because she has more weight on the foot. It's not being shared by 2 feet. It's just like standing on one leg. And so it's a stronger stretch. Now, for those of you who are flexible, or if you want to continue to progress this stretch, how do I do it? Go ahead and come up. She'll put both feet back down. I'll take a half foam roll. You can use a heavy blanket or something rolled up, and I put it under the bottom third of her foot, and then she slowly sits down again, and you can see this is more of a stretch. She's up, and she goes back down again, and she push. Now the last progression, if I want to make this harder, go ahead and come up, put your foot here, and then she'll slowly go down and push, and this is hard for her, and she's flexible, but you can see that's a big, strong stretch here, and that's your last progression. So that should probably take you about a month to get to. Now, as you begin stretching, what you want to do is you want to understand what it is you need to strengthen. If your tibialis anterior, this side is tight and is pulling you into this direction, this muscle here is going to become weak because this is constantly shutting off. Again, there's not many shoes that allow you to curl your toes. And so we're going to show you how to strengthen this, and then how to strengthen the calf, so that we balance this off and you start running and having good activity without these shin splints. The first step in strengthening is just doing a simple towel curl. You see how she's trying to pick up the towel, or she's rolling it to her, so she can either crunch it up. Even if you don't pick it up, the importance is just in the active motion of really trying to pick it up. When you get good, you can pick it up every time and then drop it. So what we're going to talk about is now how to strengthen the calf. The calf has two muscles. It has your gastroc that starts from about here and goes down, and then it has your soleus, which starts here and goes down. The importance of that is you have to strengthen one with the leg straight and also with the leg bent. Simple calf raise, so you can see how she comes up and goes down, and she comes up, and that's doing the outer muscle, the gastroc. Now for the soleus, she'll bend both knees a little bit and do the same thing, and just keeping her knees bent, and that's strengthening the lower calf muscle, which we call the soleus. How do you advance it? Is you'll do it on one leg, which is pretty hard and significant, so you really have to build this. So this is a single leg calf raise for the gastroc, and you can see she has to hold on the wall a little bit for balance, and then now bend the knee, and this is the soleus. You can see a single leg, she keeps the knee bent, and she's just doing a heel raise. And that's how you strengthen the calf, which is equally important after you stretch it, so that the fixing or the balance is long term, so the shin splints don't just keep reoccurring. You're stretching and then you're strengthening. You can see we led you through a progressive stretching and a progressive strengthening. They should coincide a little bit together, so as you start the unloaded stretch, you can start the towel curls. As you start the loaded stretching, you can start the bilateral calf raises, and when you get to single leg, you could go to single leg strengthening. This is Shin Splints to you. This is Dr. Tillman with Tillman's Body Talk, and I want to thank you, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.